Hello everyone, Tina here for Gerda Steiner Designs. Now today I'm going to create this cute little project using a fun stamp set called Happy Fall. It's adorable. You have the little squirrel there with the acorn, one's hanging upside down in a tree, and then a lot of fun sentiments like yippee and happy fall. Oops. So super duper fun. I also have the coordinating dies, and I've said this before, but the dies are nice because they come on a magnetic sheet and they're also separated for you, so they're just ready to go. So I'm going to grab some white cardstock. This is Nina 80-pound cardstock, and then I'm going to take my Memento tuxedo black ink and we're going to do a little bit of stamping. I'm only going to use one of the squirrels today, the ones with the hands up and the chin up and the hands up. So cute. But I thought it'd be fun to do a little masking. So this is Inkadinkadoo's masking paper. I'm going to take a little piece and stamp that same image right on top here. Next I'll grab my scissors and we're going to fussy cut to the line of this image. And when I do this, I like to move the paper as I cut versus moving your scissors. It always does give a cleaner cut line. It just makes it a lot easier. Now my mask is all cut out. I'm going to remove the release paper off of the back, and then this is going to go directly on top of our stamped image. I thought it'd be fun to create 3 of the little squirrels stacked on top of each other. So I'm going to grab that same image, ink it up, and then we're going to actually tilt it a little bit to the left. We're going to make some stacked wonky squirrels. Using my craft tool, I'm going to remove the release paper, or remove the masking paper from the very bottom squirrel and place it on our second stamped squirrel. And I didn't get a great coverage, so I'm going to actually lift it up and adjust it just a bit. That little hand wasn't lining up. We're going to ink up our image one more time, and then this time we're going to tilt it a little bit to the right. And I'm always amazed when you mask off your images, what different styles you can create. I think it's so fun. But that just looks so adorable. Okay, I'm going to also stamp the tree trunk, or the tree stump that's in the stamp set, using the same ink. And then there's a little maple leaf. We're going to stamp that a few times as well. Now I did color in my images with my Copic markers, but I did skip the coloring for this. It was running a little bit long. But for my little squirrels, I just used some warm grays, and then my tree trunk, of course, browns. And then I took the coordinating dies and just die cut those out. Now I did fussy cut out my little stacked squirrels. Now I'm going to give you a close-up since I didn't leave the coloring in. But nice and fall colors. So cute. We're going to take this piece of white cardstock and I'm going to grab a stitched rectangle die. We're going to cut out a panel. I'm going to use some tape to secure it. And I'm also going to grab another piece of white cardstock, and then we're going to die cut out a circle. We'll put our sentiment in this little circle here. Okay, both of those are die cut out, and now what I wanted to do is trim down my panel, but I want stitch lines around it, the entire panel, so I'm just going to line up my rectangle die until the teeth are kind of locking in, and then I'm going to tape it down and then run this through. This way I have stitch lines all the way around. Now I went through my pattern papers and I found this real pretty wood grain. I cut out a panel that is 2 inches by 5.5 inches, and then I did cut out a circle frame with some green and white pattern paper, and I did trim down the right side of that circle frame. Okay, we're going to build our card, so I'm going to use my tape runner and adhere our wood grain paper directly to our card base. We're going to put it towards the right here, just using my tape runner. My card base today is a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch top folding card base. Lovely. Okay, now I'm kind of positioning this panel on my card where I want it to go. And then at this point, if you wanted to glue this down to your card base, it'd probably be a lot easier. But my intention was to pop up this panel along with my circle frame, but I changed my mind later on. So for right now, I'm just going to use my glue and attach my circle frame to my white panel. And I'm lining up the cut edges to the edge of my card base. Now here's where I was going to flip it over and add foam tape, but I thought that the circle frame would kind of look funny with it being so thin. So I'm just going to glue the entire thing down to my card base. So using glue, I used it on my circle frame and my tape runner on my white panel. We're just going to place that on our card base. We'll add dimension with our sentiment and our cute little critters. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to grab my circle. We're going to stamp our sentiment. So I'm going to use Memento Rich Cocoa ink. I thought the brown ink would look really nice against my card here, especially with the brown tree stump. I grabbed the sentiment that says Yippee and Happy Fall. I thought the Yippee was just too cute, especially with those little happy squirrels. We're going to stamp the Yippee first, and then stamp Happy Fall right below it. Okay, we're going to flip over our sentiment and grab some foam squares. We're going to lift this up on our card base. Place that right in the center of our circle frame. Grab our little tree stump and then put some foam squares behind there as well. And then we're going to add some foam behind our little squirrels and stack them right on top of the tree trunk. We're going to give our leaves a little bit of dimension. So we're going to add some dimensional adhesive behind there. For my leaves, I colored them in with oranges and greens. I'm going to place one here, one to the left, and then one right on top, as if those little squirrels were just fluffing up those leaves. For finishing touches, I'm going to go in with some buttercream jewels, add a little bit of sparkle, and then I did take my Wink of Stella shimmer pen over my little maple leaves, and then my glossy accents over the noses and the little tongue of those little squirrels. But that finishes off my project. Links will be in the description area. Thank you guys so much for all your wonderful comments. Thanks for joining me. I wish you a fantastic day, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.